Alrighty, so welcome back. Today we're going to be having a look a little bit at spreadsheeting, and in this case we're going to be using Excel to actually plot scatterplots for us, and also to find a line of best fit. And you'll probably kind of wonder what a line of best fit is, but I've actually been using line of best fits this whole time. When we were looking at a graph, we would be kind of just by eye looking for where a line sort of would fit. But it's a bit of an imperfect science. This is called line of best fit by eye. I'm just trying to draw a line that I feel goes through all of the points best. What we're looking for really is a more accurate way of doing it. So if I start off with a bit of data, well, the first thing that I want to do is actually to graph it. Okay? So how does that work? Well, first thing of all, we need to open up Excel. So I'm just going to get that done. So I'm just going to get out a nice blank new Excel document. So as you can see, I've got my Excel document open here. I'm just going to click blank workbook because I just want a blank one. I'm going to paste my data in. Sometimes you might need to copy, but in this case, I'm just going to paste the values. Now, sometimes you're going to need to clean it up. You'll see that I've actually got a mess of the data here, so I'm just going to move the decimal point a few ways this way. Oh, wrong direction. I want them to be nice whole numbers, and I've got my ages on the left. Alrighty, some other things we might want to do is just make everything nice and centered, set up, ready to go. Alrighty, so once I've actually got that, the next thing I want to do is to plot it. So up the top, I'm going to go to Insert. Now over the right, we're going to see all of these different chart types. Now one of them looks like a scatter plot, so that's the one we're going to be using, this one here. And to start off with, I'm just going to choose the first one, and you'll see that it comes up. Now, this isn't a perfect graph. You can see that it's got height in centimeters at the top. It doesn't really tell us that much. So first of all, let's change our title to something a bit better. So, age against height. And then in brackets. Oh, and I might even just get rid of the brackets and say in centimeters. Right. Now the next thing that I need to do is I've got to put titles on these different things. Because normally when we were doing our graphs, we always did that. So let's actually do that as well. See at the top left, we see a little plus. And I always click on axes titles, because that way it does both in one go. So down the bottom, that's going to be age in years. And up the side, I'm going to put height in, and you can just put it in brackets. So now I've got a pretty good graph. There's some things I might want to change on it. You can choose one of these styles to just kind of make it look a little bit nicer. You can stretch it out and it will go through and do all of that. But the thing that I wanted was to actually draw a line of best fit. Now if we go over to plus here again, you can see down the bottom there's a thing called a trend line. And I'm just going to click on that straight away. And now this is a trend line set up. And if you click on it, I might just expand my view a little bit. You should be able to see that there is all of these different things over here. Now, because this is linear data, we definitely want to have a linear graph. And what we can actually do is we can actually put some information up on here. And these are some things that we might be talking about later. But the top one, that's just an equation. Y is equal to 4.9477x plus 82.149 with an R-squared value of 0.9808. Alright, so what I want you to do is I'm actually going to give you this Excel file, and what I want you to have a go at is actually to just repeat the steps that I've just done here to create your own graph. Now be mindful, I'm going to give you a special workbook, and this special workbook, I'll show you what it looks like. It looks something like this. And what happens is that with this, every time you do something, let's say we just type a bit in here, all of the numbers change. So your graph is going to keep changing. And I'll show you what it ends up looking like. If we go and do our scatter plot, you can actually do this thing where every time you do something, all of the points change, which means that your graph changes. Once you're happy with your graph, you've done all of the things, you've added axes, titles, you've added a trend line, you've gone through and put all the information. So remember, you need to double click to get out this thing, and we're going to scroll down button to all of these things. I want you to, this one's not a finished one, but I want you to either take a screenshot or copy it and send that to me. Alrighty? So that's going to be the completion of your work. So hopefully you've learned something, and hopefully you can use Excel to plot a graph. If you need any help, do let me know. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.